Oké, dan zie ik u morgen om 10 uur. Ah, nee, ik blijf hier thuis. Ik ben nu alleen. Jordi is nog werken. Tot laat, zoals altijd. Dus ik ga met Louis nu een filmpje kijken in de zetel. Goed? Oké, tot morgen. Dag. Hallo. Oh, Louis, kom dan.
Jordi here for Cinecam.net and welcome to Creative Tuesday. Last night was Halloween, so most of us were out for some trick or treat. We, on the other hand, were spending our evening making a short horror scene. Everything was written, prepared, and shot yesterday. We had to be very quick with everything, but that was our intention. We were sent a very interesting light from Spiffy Gear. This right here is the Specular, an amazing versatile light that can take any shape. It's set up in minutes and can be run from a battery. So we took it to the test and shot everything only with the Specular in one evening. And like always, you can visit the first link in the description below to find out more about this light. Now the Spectrum helped us with many applications. At the television scene, we would use one bar and twist the brightness dial to fake the lighting from the television. The artificial shapes could just be created by attaching the different LED panels together with some brackets, which gave some very interesting results. They also send us a star-shaped bracket, which is pretty cool to reflect this in your talent's eyes, and we used this on our last scene. So that, a little about these lights. Now let's have a look at some tips and tricks that we have for you. And the first tip for shooting a horror film is that you need to create a bond between your audience and the talent. In the beginning of our scene, we saw Kim making some tea. She was on the phone with her mother, talking about something that they would do together tomorrow. Now this long intro is a very conscious choice. We're creating a persona around Kim. We want to show the audience who Kim is and try to make a connection between the audience. Now Kim is a regular girl with a loving family. She cares about her pet, likes to enjoy a good movie, and is happy in life. This is a cliché image that is more likely to connect with the audience. If she would have been a drug addict in an abandoned crack house, you wouldn't get that same empathy. Now, bonding your character with the audience is important for when you let something scary happen. When someone intrudes the house or an alien ship arrives on Earth, then you don't want anything to happen to the character that you've bonded with. And since the audience doesn't want that, it's easier for us now to create tension. And that brings us to the second tip: build up your tension. When something intrudes the house, don't let that person or alien attack right away, but instead build up your scene slowly towards the final attack. And there are various ways to do that. You could let your talent search for something like we did. Or you could also let your talent unknowing and only show the audience that something unpleasant is close by. Play with your character. Usually the longer, the bigger that tension becomes. We also have one tip about lighting. When making a horror film, you can sometimes do things that you normally shouldn't, like having a single light come from the front. And this is considered flat lighting. You always want to create backlighting or let it come from the side. For horror films, bad lighting helps with disturbance, like putting a light underneath someone's face. Usually hard spot lightings work great. Now if you would like to get 5 more lighting tips for horror films, you can click in the cards up there or locate a link in the description below. Continuing with tip number 4, music and sound effects. And I have a big tip for you guys here. Usually we want to add in a lot of sound effects and music, but often the silence is scarier than your horror music. Not to say that you shouldn't use music, but use it at the right timing. Now going back to the example, we first had a normal soundscape. We've included different sounds where Kim was making her tea, you would hear a television in the background, etc. But there's no music, because why should we add music? If there's no reason, don't add music. Just as Kim notices something suspicious for the first time, we lower the volume and reduce most of the normal soundscape. We're playing with the silence, and this silence helps again to build up that tension. It's only in the very last moment we have introduced music, and this is to create some contrast between the scenes that were not dangerous and one that were by the end. This brings us to the final tip for when you want to create a horror film, and that is to avoid cliches. And to name a few, the first one is definitely the scare jump. We've talked about building tension before, and that's what you want to do to scare your audience. And maybe after you've built up that tension, you could do a scare jump, where you suddenly let a monster appear or someone jumps literally into the scene to scare. But you don't even have to do that. Keep in mind that the scary part sits within the tension. Now, other cliches are adding inappropriate jokes. You don't need humor to make your scares more frightening. When used wrong, it could even break your entire film. And maybe a last cliche, scary things are not always about blood or demons. It's what you build up to. You could have a single gunshot as your climax. It doesn't have to be a chopped up body. Bad props will more likely break your film. And that's it for today's video. I want to thank Spiffy Gear for sending us the spectacular specular. To find out more, you can visit the first link in the description below. And of course, thank you guys for watching again. But most importantly, stay creative.